you know, when I feel like I want to say something, then I feel like I can't say anything, you know, and but I know I need to clear this off. You know, I have the basket of sympathy cards, and I need to clear this off and put things away, and you know, it's just very, very hard to do. I put greens from the yard in the woods. He loved the woods, and we went up there with these small pieces of greens, and we filled the whole rectangle in with green, so it looked like a blanket of evergreen. But that's another thing. He has friends that come and they leave trinkets, and there's 2 cigarettes, candles, and I think the most bizarre, I don't have all of it here, some of it's in the trunk of my car, but on the 6-month anniversary of his death, I went there after work. It was late, just before sunset, and I saw that someone had decorated his grave with a wide silver ribbon around the 3 sides with a huge silver bow. And in the middle of the silver bow, there was a stuffed snake coiled. And there was this key ring, just for today, and it says NA on the back, which I'm assuming is Narcotics Anonymous. And there was a note on a little piece of purple paper that said, I love you and I miss you and I hope you're in a better place. So, and then my sister that night said, oh, maybe this is one of his friends who has now learned from what happened to Michael and is going to NA, and this is a good thing. So the next morning I went back and I retrieved the other things from the trash barrel, and I brought this home. And every once in a while I'll go, there'll be the remains of a candle that people are burning, and other little trinkets. So right now there's a couple of bunnies up there. One of them has a candle inside. Someone on the 4th of July burned 3 red, white, and blue candles and put a flag. Someone else left another angel. They come, and I'll go there and I'll see these little things, and I try to leave them. There's still inside me, although less of a hope since the autopsy report came, that little bit of hope that I'm going to look out the back window and I'm going to see him coming down one of the paths from the woods, or, you know, somehow run into him in Boston and find that he had amnesia or something, or was staying at a homeless shelter, or something, you know, just, or that there's going to be a call on the phone, Mom, can you come and get me? You know, that's the way he used to say, Mom, come get me. I keep, you know, hoping that I'll hear that, and of course it doesn't happen. So I didn't see his face. He was reclined. I'll show you where, you know, but he was reclined back on the, sitting on the edge of the toilet, his feet stretched out in front of him, and his head was back, you know, so I didn't see his face. I just saw, you know, his body, and very, very still, and I knew there was something wrong. I assumed it was Michael, because when I went to bed, we were the only 2 people in the house. But then after, I started thinking, I don't remember that he had a pair of pants quite that color, and he would wear a shirt that color, and, you know, just things that would, in my mind, and then I think, oh, I smell hot dogs cooking from the woods. They had a campsite way out in the woods, and maybe this was one of his friends, and he panicked and ran, and he's going to come back. And, you know, and so it's just, I never saw his face, so I couldn't really accept 100% in my mind that he was gone. He was taken, I was asked to leave, and my brother took me to his house in Pembroke, and my sister-in-law stayed here until they were all done, and then she came and they brought me back. And so I never really saw him. And then when we got to the funeral home, we didn't go in. They just took him out and put him in the hearse. And as I told you before, there were a lot of kind of people, you know, just word of mouth. His friends, my friends, friends of the family, you know, were all lined up waiting to go in.
Did you have services in the funeral home at all?
No, at the gravesite. Yeah. I expected, from what the police said, I expected it to say heroin or something opiate or something that would relate to what they said they thought that it was. And it said fentanyl, and so I was confused now, what is this? And it just, like, I just couldn't understand, you know, why all of a sudden would this horrible thing turn up in his hands. You know, you can see that he looked like the all-American boy, and that's exactly, you know, the way he was right up until the end. He was into health food, and he ate well, he exercised, and you know, his dealings with drugs that I knew of was, you know, he liked marijuana, and he did have a drinking problem. You know, I don't think there's anything better to say than that slogan, just say no. What can you say to them? Life is good. I tried everything that I could think of, even when it got to the point of, you know, Michael being hospitalized for a fifth or sixth time, being in a coma from alcohol, even going to the court and asking them to have him put into detox, which they did. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, how can I give advice to another parent? My son is dead, and, you know, I was hovering, and, you know, like, always in his hair.